So today's topic is acceptance and acceptance of grace. So, first, we need to understand what is grace. What do you think is grace in life? We have all of you are on the spiritual path. So, what would you call grace?
The time we feel the love of God.
Good, 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 very good.
As
And
life unfolds, that's grace.
good. And
That's grace of God.
yes,
However, whatever He's doing is
yes, that's a very important point. What happens is most of us, we have the notion that grace is we feel the love of God, the blessings that come from Him and Guru. Wow. You listen to the story of Lahiri Masha ji. He went into that area of Babaji cave, and Babaji touched him on his third eye and he went into Samadhi for 7 days. Wow. What grace, what grace, what grace. And we think that is grace. It is grace. There is no denying it. But look back into the life of Lahiri Masha ji only. When he was till when he met Babaji, he was 33 years of age. Before that, his house had been washed away in the floods of Ganga. In fact, the course changed and the whole land was washed away. They relocated to Varanasi. His own brothers and sisters took away his property in the sense that he gave it away. They were fighting. And he had a wife and children, and he was struggling to make daily existence. Then you will say, why was that 33 years? That was also grace? Was it or not? That is what we need to understand.
suffering is grace.
Exactly. I won't call it is grace only suffering. I'll elucidate it a little bit more. What happens? Most of us think grace is like these good things that have come from God and Guru. Why do you think it comes to certain people, and why do you think it does not come to certain people? Suffering, all of us do. Like he is saying, suffering is grace. All of us suffer. Is there anyone here who has not suffered in life? But then certain people, or oblique you only in your life, sometime when you are suffering, the grace comes to you. And sometimes it does not come to you. Why is it so? Or if you look at the story, life stories of all these great masters, would you call it grace? Would you call the life of Krishna a graceful life? How many of you want to live that life? You're born, taken away from your parents in a jail, then you go and live as a cowherd, tending to cows. Then suddenly you are told that you are the king's son. You go and fight, and then you orchestrate the greatest battle that has ever taken place on the face of earth, Mahabharata, leading to the annihilation of Kshatriyas. You call that a good life? But he's considered to be the greatest, the Poon Avatar. How is it so? Was it grace? The problem is in our understanding of what is grace. When I learn and accept that whatever is coming in my life is coming from my Guru and God for my betterment, for me to progress in life, till that time, I will never get the grace.
Like keep resisting.
Yes, the whole problem is this. The whole problem in life is why do you think we are suffering? Is because of this resistance. The moment I start saying, why is this happening to me? It should happen like this in my life. It should happen like this in my life. It is like we have all been children, oblique, we have children, and your parents, when you were small, used to say, नहीं ये नहीं करना ये करना है. and used to be crying on the floor, nahi mere ko ye chahiye, mere ko ye chahiye. You think so your parents are your enemies? Tell me. And human parents still might be in their delusion, do end up doing something wrong. Can God, can your guru do anything wrong to you? Just forget it. The moment you are able to feel an iota of the love that he has for you, you can't even dream of him anything doing anything wrong to you. When we have taken our children, or for that matter, when we were children, I don't know whether we'll remember or not. When the child is small, he is taken for vaccinations to the doctor. And what does the child do after the first experience? He knows this place is associated with an injection. There's going to be pain. And what does my daughter used to do is start scaring the doctor also, "Ooh, that she'll get saved." But she knew this place is going to cause pain. Who's taking her there? Me. Now tell me, is it grace? Yes. In the larger scheme of life, it is grace. She will not supposedly have some disease as she grows up. But what does that child think? This parent whom I love the most is making me suffer. That is exactly what God is doing to you. You want to become immune to the ups and downs of this life, you have to be vaccinated. Otherwise, we will have diseases, we will have fall downs, we will come up again. We will. Do you want to continue living like that? And how does this grace come? Through acceptance. The greatest gift that you can give to yourself is acceptance. What is the highest niyama, yama, niyama said to be? You've all studied? Even you have studied in level 2. Now, which is the highest yama, niyama? Good. He remembers. Santosh is what? Acceptance in one level. Santosh comes when? Acceptance, when you accept what is coming to you from God. You accept, and then you're contented. Contentment is, the Hindi word is santosh, and contentment will only come to you when you know what is happening in your life is for the best. And you see there are countless examples. I am sure it has happened in your life. If it hasn't, try and implement in your life. You, last to last Sunday, Dev Rishi ji was here. Naya Swami Dev Rishi ji. Have you read his story? No, most of you would not have. There is a video also on which he does not talk about his experiences in life. Now, what happened with him is he was an okay swimmer, and he went into the ocean to swim. And he went a little further from the coast, and the undercurrent started. I don't know whether have you ever gone to an ocean or tried to swim? At times, the tide, you see what happens? Tide is coming in, and when the tide is receding, the water, after you go a little distance from the ocean, the water starts pulling you away from the ocean. And this is exactly what happened with him. When he turned and he wanted to come back to the coast, the ocean is pulling him away. It has happened with me also, but it was not so bad as what happened with Dev Rishi Ji. So I know you might be whatever kind of swimmer, and he did what he could. He tried his best to swim back to the shore, but he's swimming on the same spot. He just couldn't. And after some time, what will happen? You will get tired. And then the thought comes, I'm going to die. I'm going to drown. And but he was already on the path. He had met Swami Kriyananda, and he had had Kriya Yoga. And he realized at that moment, okay, if this is what Guru wants, this is what Yogananda ji wants, I have tried my bit and now surrender. I accept. And he says he turned upside down. Okay, let me sink in oblivion. And ecstasy came on to him. In the ocean, he went into super consciousness. Such ecstasy that he says that he forgot death, he forgot what he was. And he doesn't remember how long he was in that state. And next thing he finds is right next to the shore, still upside down in God's ecstasy. Now tell me, was the drowning a grace or not? The only difference you see in the whole struggle, why I'm telling you the story, is the moment he accepted that this is coming from my guru, ecstasy came. And this is exactly what we need to learn in our life. The moment we start doing this, the life will turn. We went to Babaji cave just last weekend. We came back, and out there was one guru bhai of ours only, and he looked to me to be, possibly late 30s or 30s. And ठीक है, he was neither amongst the people climbing first, neither he was amongst the last. And on the last day before we were to come, he suddenly fell sick. And Madhuji, you remember? Okay, so now um, that is the night that his roommate was staying was Harish ji, and I asked him what happened to him, and he said this person has been undergoing dialysis for 5 years daily. Then he had his kidney replaced, kidney transplant happened. I said, what is he doing here? He says he loves the Guru. He comes, not, this is not his first hike. He has surrendered to God and Guru. Can you imagine? You've seen people around yourself. If they are doing dialysis, they're saying the life is over. Kidney replaced, so many precautions. This medicine, don't do this, don't eat this, don't do this. What is this person doing? Going to Babaji cave. And how is he able to do it? Acceptance and surrender. Not only him, many such examples. Abhilasha ji is there. She was not able to walk. I only came to know in this pilgrimage. She was in a state, she was bedridden. And she is there climbing onto that place. Dr. Raman went. There was one, I don't know, Mohini ji. She must be certainly in her late 70s. She went. For whom? For what? When you make this effort of first accepting that whatever is happening in your life, it is coming from God and Guru, and then make an effort from that place, the grace will come. But the first and the foremost condition is acceptance. It will happen in your life. It will happen. And Guru will teach you. He will repeatedly teach you. It might at that moment appear, why? Why me? But the moment you accept, it will change. Swami Kriyananda, uh, this must be 1948, 49, must be 48. In the beginning, when he went and met Master, so Master realized that he was, and in fact, Swami Kriyananda himself knew that he's too much of an intellectual, thinks, why this, why that, and trying to mm, reason out, trying to debate, okay, this not, why not this, why this. And Master said that you need devotion. And Swami Kriyananda accepted it. Yes, I realize I am too intellectual. I need to learn how to devote myself, how to love God, how to love Guru. And for that, Swami Kriyananda was advised by Master to learn to chant. And there were very few harmoniums that master had gotten from India. And at that time in US, harmoniums were not available. So Swami Karanda learned how to chant and he started loving it. He started feeling something rising in his heart as he used to chant. And he realized, wow, this is really helping me out. And he suddenly came to know that someone in California has an harmonium, an older one, and he wants to sell it off. Swami Kriyananda went. The moment he came to know, he took an outpass from the monastery, went running, not running, but went in a bus, bought it. And he says he was thrilled. The moment he came back, he started playing in his room and he said, wow, such bliss started happening. And he said, wow, wow, I know what master wanted to give me. To this extent, he says that he used to do chores. He was a monk. In the time he used to get a break, he used to run to his room, play a chant, and come back and start doing something. This was the love that was happening in him. And this must have happened for 4 5 days. Master called. So his name was Donald Walters before he became Swami Kriyananda. And Master used to call him Walters. He says, Walters, I have heard that you got a harmonium. He says, yes, yes, Master. It's so beautiful. I'm feeling such grace and such love. Yogananda ji says, okay, we need that harmonium. He says, we need for what? He says, it's required here. And Swami Kriyananda was stunned. First, he was shocked that he had become attached to the harmonium. But he seasoned it out. Oh, he's my guru. If he's saying it, he gave the harmonium. But in his own words, he felt as if someone had snatched his wife. And he suffered for 2 3 days. And then he realized, no, if my master is wanting it, there must be something to it. I accept that it is coming from my guru. The moment this happened, next day, Yogananda ji called him and he says, yeah, take this back. And how much did it cost? I want to pay for it. I know that your heart will open with devotion and love for God and Guru through this chanting, but you were becoming attached. Now tell me, taking it away was grace? Taking it away was something good? Yes. But when did it become good? When he accepted it. Are you accepting what is happening in your life in and around as coming from God, as coming from Guru? You start accepting it. Many of us on the path come and start feeling, okay, now that I've got Guru, everything around me is going to be good. My parents, near and dear ones are going to be fine. No disease, they're not going to die. Or my enemies are going to suffer now. That is what the general thought process is. What did Krishna say to Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra in Bhagavad Gita? When Arjuna stopped in the center of the battlefield and kept his Gandiv, the arrow, sorry, the bow down and said, I cannot fight them. They are my relatives. What did Krishna say? Any idea? He says, they are already dead. Whom do you think are you to kill anyone? I am the one who's animating in them. And when I decide it is time for them to go, they will go. Neither are you going to animate in this body forever, and neither are your near and dear ones going to do it. He is going to take them away when it is best for them. Why do you want to feel bad? Why do you want to keep a condition that my guru loves me only if my father will live forever or if my mother will live forever? Acceptance. When you know from the very core of your being that everything, smallest to smallest thing in your life, is coming from him to teach you something, life will change. I'll tell you my own life example. I never said it openly, But I used to think that I am pretty physically fit. I had done NDA, I've done commandos and qualified in some tough courses. And I never used to say to someone, but when someone was not that fit, I my first mentality was he is shamming or she is shamming, doesn't want to put in effort, तभी उनका ये हाल है. You know, it was never that I was to go and say to that person, you are unfit, but that in the back of my mind, that thing was there. Okay, now what happened about 1.5 years ago? Suddenly, I started feeling tired. I had never in my life gotten tired. Yeah, I used to get tired when I used to go for shopping with my wife and carrying those bags behind. But in physical aspects, I had never felt tired. And what started happening? First, it came that I was tired after some playing something. Then it started coming to this extent, it reached the stage when I could not walk 50 meters. From my office to my room, I had to stop in the way and breathe as if something is lacking. So I got my heart checked. It little bit problems, but nothing grave that it should reach this stage. And finally, my hemoglobin count was done in my annual medicals and it was down at 11. For men, it is supposed to be 14. And then I realized what has happened. And what had happened, the state was that and then this is what is happening when I have been on the path for so long. First reaction was why? Then I said, no, it cannot happen like that. It has to be some reason. I accepted that it is coming from you, Yogananda ji. What are you trying to teach me? And what happened is that I surrendered. I said, yes, I will make effort. In fact, I remember that there was a track and I used to walk for 400 meters. In between, I had to stop. And I forced myself to run. I virtually collapsed. But then I understood what is he is trying to teach me. That ego in the back of my head, which was saying, judging that this person is not putting in effort, this person is putting in effort. There was no requirement to do it. Everyone is in a particular condition because that is best for him. Similarly, what is coming to me is best for me. And when I started accepting it, I suddenly found my breathing started to return. To this extent, when we went for this Babaji cave, not only we went up, we came down and we climbed another hill. But I have already been there. I surrender. The energy came. The energy came like as if there was something else breathing through my lungs. This is acceptance. When in your life, all of you are facing issues in your life, you have to learn to accept. And what can be the greatest acceptance? When you are even given the ultimate experience. What happened to Larry Mashaji after 7 days of Samadhi? Babaji told him that you got to go back into the world. And what was his first remark? I don't want to go. Please keep me here at your feet. I will never go back. And I'm sure each and every one of us, if and when we do get this opportunity of being in Samadhi for 7 days, none of us would want to come back here. But what did Larry Masha do? Accept. Yes, if you want me to do it, I will go back into this crazy world and do what I am supposed to do. What did happen to Yogananda ji in his first experience of cosmic consciousness, which Larry Masha ji, sorry, which Swami Shri Yukteswar ji gave to him? Are you aware what happened? When Master was trying to meditate in the ashram of Sri Yukteswar ji in that upper room. Sri Yukteswar ji called him first time. Yogananda, at that time he was not Yogananda, I think so. Yeah. Mukunda, come down here. He said, no, I'm trying to meditate. He kept quiet. After some time, Sri Yukteswar called again, come down here. He again did not respond. And third time, Sri Yukteswar said, whom are you trying to fool? I know what you are thinking of in your meditation. Today we may laugh over it. What Master was thinking of, the three ashrams that he was going to establish. Can you imagine? He was a teenager and he was having vision of Mount Washington, of Encinitas and Ranchi ashram, which he was going to establish. The building was coming in his mind. So it was not a disturbed meditation, which Sri Yukteswar calls it. I know your mind is thinking of certain things which will come to be true. And he called him down. When he came down, one touch, and Master went into cosmic consciousness. He was drunk in ecstasy of God. And when he came out of that experience, what did Sri Yukteswarji do? Gave him a broom, took a broom himself, and he said, let's clean the floor. Why? He says so that you don't get drunk in the ecstasy of God and your feet don't start flying along with your head. Keep your feet firmly planted because you have to render grateful service. As long as you are breathing the oxygen of this earth, that means till the time we don't become breathless, we have to do our service. And the only way to go about in your life is acceptance. Accept every small thing happening in your life as grace from your Guru and God, and then ask only one question: what are you trying to teach me? Not why me, but what are you trying to teach me through this? And that for asking that question and to know that answer, meditation is important. Kriya Yoga is important because in the stillness that follows after our techniques, you will receive the answer, what he's trying to teach you. And then the grace will open up, and we too will be drunk in the ecstasy of God and Guru.